Welcome to One Texas Studios. Network equals net growth. We're here to meet with business owners, creatives, influencers, to build mutually beneficial relationships, but also create brand awareness. So I'm your host, Dally Beth, also known as Dolly B. I like to describe myself as your nosy, neighbor, but also your resourceful business consultant. This is more of a mix like Ned Flanders from The Simpsons and Olivia Pope from Scandal. So my educational background is in economics and business administration, but my work history is mostly human resources. Today we are here to network, celebrate, and get to know KC from Allure Jazz and Cigar Lounge here in DeSoto, Texas. So, hi KC, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Awesome. So, can you introduce yourself? Kind of tell me where you're from and how you got here.
Sure. My name is KC, Kevin Courtney, aka KC Smoking with your boy, owner and founder of Allure Jazz and Cigar Lounge. Been here now for 6 years. I'm originally from I've had the business for 6 years. I'm originally from Arkansas. I moved here in '95, so been here for a while. Been an entrepreneur since 2006. Had multiple businesses, but this one, for sure, I love the most.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I guess in your journey to entrepreneurship, what was the key driving force to wanting to be an entrepreneur?
Just the fact of financial freedom. Being able to be your own boss, be creative, think outside the box, and generate your own wealth.
Okay. And so, what would you say is your favorite aspect of being your own boss, entrepreneur?
Meeting people such as yourself.
Awesome.
I mean, I'm a people's person, and in this business, this line of work, you meet people from all backgrounds, all walks of life, and so for me, that's the biggest joy, is meeting and helping people.
Okay. So I guess for entrepreneurs or people that are scared to dip their toe into entrepreneurship, what would be, one of the qualities that you think contributes to being successful?
Never quit, never give up. The three things I think that hold a lot of people back is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. You fear the fact of failure. You doubt yourself, and you're uncertain of what you're doing is going to work. Those three things, if you start out like that, you'll never be successful. You have to go into it, give it 110% each and every day, and have the willpower, just like in sports. Play football, position wasn't mine. I had to earn that position. So you have to earn your spot, and you have to keep it. And it's lonely at the top. That's a true, very true statement. So you have to fight for what you want, and every day is a grind. And you just have to be motivated.
Okay. And so, with your fact of fear, what was so like liberating to say, hey, I'm gonna start Allure and I'm gonna do this now? Like, what contributed to that? Like
prayer.
Prayer.
My background is in I started out in technology sales, selling software, hardware, switches, and routers. Had no idea in a million years I owned a cigar lounge. Didn't even smoke cigars. Not a big drinker, but things change. Life throws you curves. But I figured, well, hell, if I can do it for someone else, I definitely can do it for myself.
For sure. And so the idea behind your business, like, what made you say, I'm going to do a cigar lounge?
Well, the opportunity sort of fell into my lap. Big shout out to Marcus Jones. It used to be formerly friends about 6 years ago. I used to come and just hang out, and so one day in December about 6 years ago, he was like, hey, would you be interested in purchasing a business? And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Sure. So I purchased the business, and then I put my own twist on it. And 6 years later, I made it through COVID. I'm still around.
And so you purchased the business, but did you, kind of do any rebranding? Did you change the name? Like,
changed the name from Friends to Allure Jazz and Cigar Lounge. Did some remodeling. I put a fence outside to give it a more intimate setting. Just had to put my brand on it, because everyone is different. I like certain things a certain way, and so I just put KC's touches on it.
Hey, I dig it. So I guess one of the things that I just wanted to get an understanding, and that would be, if you were to describe Allure, Allure, Jazz, and Cigars. What would you say you provide here? You know, because you're not really selling. You know, you provide. You providing. So what would you say you provide?
First and foremost, customer satisfaction, customer experience. When you come to Allure Jazz Cigar Lounge, I guarantee you will get the best customer service, hospitality. I treat everyone the same. You're all family. I don't have memberships. I want everyone to come in and be able to sit where they want to sit, eat, drink, have a good time, enjoy the live entertainment when we have bands, sit outside. So you just get a little bit, of both worlds. So I think, but the most important thing is taking care of your customers, your consumers.
Gotcha. And then, in terms of taking care of your customer, how would you describe your ideal customer?
My ideal customer? Oh man, my ideal customer will be one who comes in and has an open mind, because I have a lot of big on supporting black cigar lines. Being open minded, there's a lot of it's just like the clothes. People like Gucci, but Levi's, they work just as good. So being open minded to trying different things, taking my opinion on what's a good smoke, what I feel that'll fit that particular person's palate from what they smoke, and just coming in and trying something new. Maybe listening to a new band, maybe trying a new cigar, just whatever they feel to make them comfortable. I want to provide that.
Okay. And in terms of the cigars, do you have multiple house varieties, or are you
So I'm working on my own blends. So I'm doing my big finale coming up in February 23rd, 24th, 25th, 6-year anniversary. 6 years, 6 blends, coming out with the AJC blends. Looking forward to that, man. Then I'm gonna invite all of the cigar lines that have supported me over the years. I'm gonna invite them all out to come and share that special day with me.
Okay. And I know, like you mentioned, six years is really commendable. We want to celebrate that. Because there is a statistic out there where statistically the survival rate for businesses in their first year, only 80% survive.
Oh wow!
And then let's say in the 5th year, by the end of the 5th year, only 50% really survive. So you have surpassed that. So big ups for that, right?
Thank you.
And so to get you to, because another statistic is by the end of a decade, the survival rate of a business is only 30%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So in terms of with that statistic, which is, kind of insightful, but also like motivating, because you are, halfway there, more than halfway there, right?
Right.
So I want to ask you this question is, if you had to pick one thing that contributes to doing things well and your survival, achieving your survival rate, what would that be?
Communicating with my customers, finding out their likes, their dislikes. Just for instance, somebody may come in, hey man, I see you don't have Jameson. I love Jameson. He's a regular customer. Guess what? I'll get Jameson. Oh, hey, I like Perdomo Champagne cigars. You ever get any of those in? Listening to your consumers will take you a long way, because they're the ones that are keeping your doors open. So you always want to make sure you can't satisfy everyone. But of course, your customers that are repeat customers, you want to make sure you take care of them by any means necessary. And I believe in that firmly.
For sure. And then, like, on a contrary, let's say, in order to achieve even the decade status, right? To become that 30% that survive.
Right.
What is one thing that you believe you can do better or improve on moving forward?
Moving forward, just sort of like, you have to adapt and change with the seasons. You have to reinvent yourself, because each decade brings about a change. So you can't stay stagnant. So things I may do now may not work then. So always be willing and open to learn new things, new ideas, keep it fresh. And I think as long as you can kind of tweak the wheel, not necessarily reinvent it, you can stay around. You'll have longevity.
Okay. And just curious, how do you normally measure your performance? Like, what is that meter of success for you?
I hate to say this, but numbers. You look at the books at the end of the year and say, hey, this is where I started from, and look where I am now. And each year you measure your success by when people fly from Charlotte, North Carolina, Atlanta, Chicago, because they've heard about your lounge and the things that you're doing, to me, you're branding yourself.
Yeah.
You don't know them, but they know you. So that carries a long way, and it keeps your business relevant. So as long as I can keep myself relevant, keep new people coming in, and maintain my old customers, I shouldn't have a problem surviving.
Okay. I, and kind of like moving to the next topic is we're coming up on a new year.
Right, right.
What's the number one goal for the next quarter?
The next quarter, expand. I want to expand. I've always wanted a second location, but you have to crawl before you walk. And so when you start a new business, it's like a baby. You have to nurture that baby until it's able to nurture itself. So I want to open a new lounge. Number one. Number two is I'm very excited to say that Allure Jazz and Cigar Lounge was nominated top 4 National Cigar Lounge of the Year by Black Smoke Miami. So proud of that. Whether I win or not, but still my name was even mentioned in the conversation.
Right.
To me, that's huge. Don't know how. But I'm just proud to be mentioned in with some of those lounges. Like wow. So I'm very excited about that.
So in amplifying your brand, One Texas Studios is here to help. So how can we help you?
Just what we're doing now, more exposure. The more content we can put out, showcasing Allure Jazz and Cigar Lounge, and things that I do different, or what I bring to the table, more people can see it, more people hear about us, there's more people coming through the doors. So if we can do this on a consistent basis to let people know what's going on, what's changed, the next new location, when that happens, coming soon, so everybody now, they're aware of, hey, I'm here in the community, because there's a lot of people in my backyard still don't have a clue that I'm here. It's people off hundreds of thousands of miles heard about me, but people right here don't know about me. So to bring awareness just around here in this geographic area would be a plus.
Okay. And so in amplifying the awareness, how can people find you? Beyond
you can find me on you can find me on all social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're everywhere.
Okay. And what's your handle so that we can
Allure Jazz and Cigar Lounge.
Okay.
So you can look us up. I do a weekly lineup. I post on the Allure page, my personal page, my Allure group, different cigar groups. You'll see my weekly lineup, let you know what's going on on a day-to-day basis.
Okay. And can you give us some insight on what's your weekly lineup, or how do you?
So Mondays and Tuesdays, we have a lot of working class people. They just want to come in, get a stick, put out the laptop, jump on Wi-Fi, work. Wednesdays, entrepreneur night. On Wednesdays, I showcase one black entrepreneur every week. Let them come out, give them a platform, because a lot of them are just getting started. We don't know who they are, but if you can put them in front of 75 to 100 people, you got a great product that helps them build momentum. Also, what it does for Allure, puts me in the spotlight as well. I don't know who they know, so they bring their people. We show them a good time, and it trickles down.
Okay. All right. So, one, I would like to thank you for this conversation, facilitating your space.
Thank you very much.
For us to host this podcast.
Thank you very much.
So I think one thing, again, that this podcast is called Network Equals Net Growth on Purpose, right?
Right.
So, our commitment to networking is strong. We want to network and build mutually beneficial relationships so that we can also grow. Right. So we would like to shoot a promo video in order to highlight your business and amplify your brand awareness. So
thank you.
That is something that we, want to do for you.
Certainly appreciate it.
All right.
Hey, one thing before we go. I didn't want to forget anybody, so I kind of wrote it down. I want to shout out all the black-owned cigar lounges. I wrote it down because I didn't want to leave anybody out. And if I am leaving somebody out, sorry to my head, not my heart. First of all, Stu Cigar Lounge, Jeff, Blowing Smoke Cigar Lounge, Jacoby and Edwina, Blueprint Cigar Lounge, Warren, Kunoma, Tommy, DNB, Tim, Smoking Jacket, Roz, and Grady. These are all phenomenal black-owned cigar lounges. If you're in the area, go check those guys out.
Appreciate it, Casey.
Thank you.
So thank you
very much.
Yeah.
Why do you have to leave us like that?